Hey guys, today gonna have a little unconventional review because it's gonna be a couple different parts all in one. Now, this is my EO10 frame, EO10 propellers, and that's not really what I'm reviewing, but of course it's part of it. So what I'm reviewing today is this board right here, the flight control board, these motors, and something else that's not here, but I'll go into that later. So, bring the laptop over here. So this is what we're reviewing today. Let me see. This is the flight control board, the Eachine Beecore F3 Evo brush acro flight controller for Inductrix. And that's a key word right here, Inductrix. These Chaoli motors, the 5900 RPM. And this guy right here, the camera fixing mount for Tiny Whoop Inductrix Blade Eachine EO10. Okay, so now that we're into that, let's start with the Beecore for Inductrix. Again, keyword for, let me see, where's my, for Inductrix. So here we have the board. This is the layout. I can't really show you mine since it's mounted already. But you have your four motor mounts. I believe the front of the board is the antenna. Yeah. So that's the front. Here are your four motors. Just plug them in. Real simple. You have to solder on your own power cord. It comes with a micro low-C connector, but they don't solder it on in case you have a different connector you want to use. Like the connector for the actual EO10 batteries is some different type of plug. Or, you can use whatever you prefer. So here's the board. Pretty basic, pretty simple, which is good. Again, and the version I have is a DSM-2 version, which again is going to be something important later on. Skip down. They also have a Free Sky version. Oh. And a Fly Sky version. Just in case you want to know. So let's go down real quick so I can show you what's in the box since mine's not in the box anymore. In the box, this is what you get. You get the board, like I said, the micro low-C connector, and 4 screws and 4 little rubber bobbins, I guess, to dampen mount the anti-vibration mount the flight controller. And yeah, that's about it. The rest of it you can check out on the page for yourself. All right, and next thing that we are reviewing is these Chaoli motors. Like I said, 615 5900 RPM brushed motors. These seem pretty good so far. I've flight tested this a little bit, and it's pretty fast. I must say it is pretty fast. The horizontal speed it gets is really fast, like kind of faster than I think anyone would really be flying indoors. But hey, you may be a much better pilot than I am. But yeah, just pretty basic stuff here. These plug right into the Beecore board. Okay, so the next thing here, we have the camera mount for the EO10 or Inductrix. We're supposed to fit the EF01 all-in-one camera. And now we can get rid of the laptop. Now, as you can see, first off, I don't have a camera mount. Well, one, I don't have a camera on here, but you see I have the plug here for my camera. I use my TX02 camera. Just stick it right here when I want to fly with this quad. I fly different quads with it. So stick it right here, just plug it in. Which leads me back into this. This is the box for the Beecore, but I have all my little extra stuff in here. So here we have the camera mount. And where are they? Oh, I'm not even sure where they're at right now. The camera, oh, here you go. The camera mount, which is supposed to go like this, I believe. And then, then you slide your camera on here because the camera is 2 plates and it slides right in between these 2 vertical standoffs right here. And now, 2 reasons why I don't have this on. One, I don't really need it because I just use the tape. But 2, it's probably going to be hard to show. For me, that lineup where the camera holes are, is really, really tight. It's not, I'm not gonna really be able to show that. It's really, really tight, but I could probably make it work. But these screws that are included are wider than these holes on the bottom, so I can't get them to thread through. Now, yeah, I could drill that out a little bit, maybe scrape it out a little bit and get to work, but it wasn't really necessary for me, so I can't really say too much on this camera mount. Your results may vary. All right, so that's that. Now, it took me forever to get this thing to work, DSM2, because this is my first thing using DSM2. And if you saw my video before, you know I had gotten a little quad before that came with this guy right here. It's Devo 7E. So I'm pretty new, brand new when it comes to Devo stuff. So it took me a while. Had to go on the forums, figure stuff out. Had to change a lot of settings, which I'll show you right now, in this transmitter itself to get the board working correctly, consistently. So what I do is go into the mixers. I'll show you my setup right now. Minimum and maximum limits are at -150 to 150. Scale is at 147. I was told in the forums 147 is the magic number. So for DSM stuff. So on every channel, same thing. 150, -150, 150, 147, 147. Okay? And that's on every channel. As you see, I think channel 2 and 4 are reversed on here for me. So that's that if you're rocking a Devo 7E. All right. And next, go ahead and go on Clean Flight and show you my setup. Now, yours may vary a little bit from what you actually need to do to set yours up. But I'll go through my settings. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect. Show you guys the setup real quick. All right, ports. Nothing really set up here since, you know, the receiver's like kind of built in. Just the UR1 on MSP. Configuration. This is my configuration. Of course, yours could be different. I have motor stop enabled. Here you see my minimum max throttle, VBAT set. What else we got here? Current meter, telemetry. I'm not sure telemetry was on, so I just left it on. I don't think it needs to be on. And as you can see, I'm running at 1K loop time. I've seen people go as high as 8K. So, I mean, if it's flying better to you, more power to you. I don't think I would notice that much difference on a small brushed quad. Failsafe is on. Here, I believe these are the stock PIDs. I don't think I changed anything in here. Maybe sped up the yaw a little bit. But these are my PIDs currently. Now in the receiver tab, as you can see, my center points aren't really center. So I just changed that over here. I mean, they're not spot on, but yeah, they're close enough. You could actually change that. 15, yeah, but 77. I don't know. They're not spot on, but they work. And get you back in focus here. Let me see. And let's see. On here, I have my flight mode set up. So I have arm switch here and 2 flight modes here, which is angle and air mode. And another thing, everything is powered by the USB cord. So right now, this plugged up to a computer, no battery plugged in. The motors will spin up, just so you know. And I think that's about it. Oh, in case you guys want to see what we're running here. We're running Clean Flight 1.13 SP Racing F3 Evo target. Okay. And I think that's about it for that. So go ahead and disconnect from here. Get the quad back out here. So a couple things. Oh, and it does come with this little USB cord, which is pretty good. It's a nice little USB cord, clicks in real nice. Okay, now back to the board. As you can see how I have it here. Now, here we have, since I ordered this guy, this is an EO10 without the canopy. This took forever to get here. So in the meantime, I had ordered a frame that came a couple days sooner. But anyways, you see the EO10 board, you see the Beecore board. Now, my first little negative is that this is just a little bit wider than the mounting, you know, let me get this focus here. It's just a little bit wider than the screws. With the bobbins on, you can, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of bowed out. It's not straight up and down. The bobbins are all bowed out. The three that I could get in, and then the fourth one actually doesn't really fit at all. Let's see if I can get an angle to show that to you. The fourth, like, well, you see where the cutout for the screw is, but the fourth post is like right here where my finger is, and that's where the cutout is. It's just way overlapping it. Yeah, I can't really, well, you can kind of see right there. That's the post underneath. Let me see. Let me get some light in there. The post is right here underneath, and you can see where the end of the board is. So, and I asked, was that normal for the EO10 frame? I guess that is normal because this board actually is, the size and dimensions are for the blade Inductrix. So if you have an Inductrix frame, this will pop right in and be perfect size. But on here, it's a little stretched out. You're only going to be able to get 2 or 3 pins in to hold it. And that's that. Now, this is kind of just loose, and you know, before I fly, I just go like this and give it a little squeeze and have it fit in between these little grooves here on the bobbins. I don't really have an issue with it. It hasn't messed up at all. So, you know, that's my transmitter. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Now, the motors are pretty good. Like I said, they're pretty strong. I had an issue before with my throttle ranges. Oh, and that's another thing. Let me go back and plug it back up and show you. I had a thing with my throttle ranges before, so I wasn't getting like the performance I was thinking I should get out of vertical thrust, which is weird because my horizontal flying was still really fast, but my vertical thrust was pretty slow, and I didn't have my throttle ranges correct. So let me go ahead and show you what my throttle ranges are set to. Yours may be a little different, but this should give you an idea. If you get the DSM-2 version, you will most likely have to change your throttle range. So here's my throttle range right here. 980 to 1900. That's what I'm using on all my channels. And to set this, you literally type it like you see here. Motor 0 is actually motor 1, and motor 2, 3, 4. They just start with 0. But to change it, you just type this in. You type RX range 0, space 980 space 1900. Press enter, and that's how you set those. And then don't forget to hit save. All right. So that's that. And now, not much else to say, I guess, except for to show you guys a little flight footage. So go ahead and set this up outside. It's I'm not gonna throw the camera on right now. I'll probably have another video with the FPV Flight, but it does support the camera just fine. But without a camera, wow, this thing is a rocket. I've heard that with the camera, that the stock EO10 will hardly even lift off, if at all, with the camera mounted on it, because the motors are just that weak. But these motors, no problem with the camera. Now you can tell the difference, of course, over having it bare like this, but with the camera's a little sluggish. All right, let's go ahead and get some flight footage. I did throw on my little camera here, so I'll go ahead and show you a little FPV, and I'm gonna take the camera off and show you how it flies without the camera weight. All right. And this is outside. It's a little breeze, so you might see it getting blown around a little bit. Yeah, definitely getting blown around a little bit. I think I might need to change my PIDs a little bit to actually fly with the camera. And that's how you crash. All right. So it's still, I mean, it's not super punchy with the camera on, but let me go ahead and show you without the camera. Now, there might be lighter cameras because I do believe there's a smaller, lighter camera than this one. Let me go ahead and show you without the camera on. Okay, hopefully you guys will be able to see this, but here we go without the camera on. And go ahead, here, full speed coming by. Like without the camera, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty fast for what it is. Let me get the wide angle lens on so you guys see a little more. As you can see, the super tight funnels. I think I still need to up my yaw rate a little bit. Of course, no camping on, so you don't really have that much orientation, things to help you orient. I got 2 different colored props. Well, it does have LEDs on it. I didn't mention that. It does have white LEDs in the front, red LEDs in the back, and they're on the bottom of the board. So indoors, you can kind of see that. Outdoors, not so much. But it actually flies pretty nice without the camera. And it is faster and punchier than the stock EO10. I'm getting a little oscillation, actually. So I might need to change those PIDs. Those are just the stock ones. The flies pretty nice without the camera. With the camera, it's a little different story. I'm flying this with a 220 milliamp battery I had. Just an old battery I had. I don't have too many batteries that actually fit this thing. So, that's that. Yeah, getting a little oscillation. And I think the battery's getting low now. Yeah. I'm not sure about you guys, but well, maybe it's because I actually need to tune it a little more. But when the battery starts getting low, I actually get a little yaw. You see that yaw? It's like I'm not yawing right now, but yaw to the right when the battery starts getting low. So I'm sure that's a tuning thing. It's because of vibrations and all that, and the PID loop just goes crazy, and that was a failed hand catch. So, my final thoughts on this. Motors. Let me see if I can get the focus here. Motors are pretty decent upgrade. They're definitely faster than your stock EO10 motors. So if you have an EO10, you're looking for an upgrade, I definitely suggest getting motors. I mean, now the motors are $10, and the EO10, you know, on sale is about $15. I think I've seen it as low as $13. So, you know, that's an option you have to make. That's a choice you have to choose for yourself. But the board. Now, if you just want an F3 board, and now I wasn't flying acro, so now that's one thing. If you want to fly acro, of course you're gonna need a new board. The EO10 doesn't have acro out the box, so you're gonna need a new board. As you see, mine popped off when it landed hard. So if you want to fly acro, you're gonna need a new board. Now, is this the board to get? I'm not sure. I think they could have made one just for the EO10 that actually fit perfectly. Now, I know more people probably have Inductrix, but, you know, I still think since Banggood is selling this and they market it for both, I don't know, something could have been different. I don't know. That's me personally. Now, if you have a Inductrix frame, then perfect. And it'll probably help with some of the PID issues if you can actually lock down the flight controller a little better. Here you can see those LEDs I was talking about. Indoors, you can see these pretty good. But yeah, there's not too much else to say, guys. Would I recommend this? If you have a Inductrix frame, yeah, I'd say go ahead and get it. And of course, you could tune it better than I have. I haven't been able to. I barely just got it working with this transmitter. I think the other versions, I say to myself, I should have just waited and got the Fly Sky version, because I think it would have been less headache for me personally. But you guys who are DSM vets, you guys know what you're doing. But me personally, if I were going to buy this, I think I would probably pass, unless I just really wanted to do some acro flying with my EO10. And there's, you know, there's other boards out there, but I haven't tried them. If you take the time to tune this, I'm sure if you go check out other videos on this, I'm sure other people have gotten much better results than I have. You know, I'm not really good at tuning these little tiny quads, and you know, that's just that. I haven't taken the time to really tune these that much. But yeah, your results may vary. Like I said, would I recommend it? Only if you really want some acro flight. Now, me personally, I don't care for acro flight on these small micros. I actually like self-level flight, self-level FPV flight. That's me personally. You may be different. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Beecore and the Chaoli motors. And the camera mount is the camera mount. If you have the Inductrix frame, it'll drop right in there and be perfect. On here, not so much. And the screws it came with, not so much. But of course, if you have the Inductrix frame, you can use these screws from the board, or you know, the screws you already have, and they'll fit in there just fine. Anyways, that's about it, guys. This is a really long video. Didn't think it was going to be, but it turned out really long. If you guys stuck around to the end, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if I missed something, or if this review just wasn't the best, and I know it's not my best, but I tried to do what I could. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you next time.